Perhaps the moon knows the secret of the new sound.
So bright and pull on the surfaces. So bright and they walking on my face. So bright and
Open your mind. Let us begin our quest to find the new sound.
I've got new. Lacy, lacy, zoo, zoo. I've got thrice.
Look at the shine, everything I need.
Zoo, zoo. I've got new. Lacy, lacy, zoo, zoo.
Okay, let's have fun.
better bedtime.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo, zoo. I've got new.
Look at the shine,
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new.
look at the shine.
So bright and bright, pull on the surfaces. So bright and they walking on my face. So bright and bright, pull on the surface, pull on this. So bright and they walking on my face. Better bedtime.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo, zoo. I've got new.
Look at the shine,
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new.
Sound.
You must choose. Bimbo, bimbo. My name is Mr. Susan. You must choose, and now it is time for you to do the choosing. I am Mr. Dean.
Zoo, zoo. I've got new.
You must choose.
Zoo, zoo. I've got thrice.
Look at the shine. I am Mr. Dean.
Zoo, zoo. I've got new.
You must choose.
Zoo, zoo. I've got thrice.
Look at the shine.
Trapped in cabinets, trapped in cabinets.
Can he get out? Will he get out? Cause he will.
You like a single time, Vince, hit. Single time,
Better bedtime.
you like a single time.
They walking on my face.
Everything I need here. You like a single time, Vince, hit. Single time,
Better bedtime.
you like a single time.
They walking on my face.
I did a rhyme.
Better bedtime.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo.
You better
I've got thrice.
Look at the shine.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new. I've got new. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo.
you better
I've got thrice.
Look at the shine.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new.
Look at the shine.
I did a song. Jupiter, I did a song. You ain't got one. Yeah. Oh, I feel sick.
Christopher Robin, what exactly is doing nothing?
Well, I'm told it means going along, listening to all the things you can't hear, and not bothering.
When I'm with you, I'm with you. When I'm with you, I'm with you. Forever and ever, all alone on the moon, and you will always answer. Forever, and ever, all alone on the moon.
Listening to all the things you can't hear.
No matter where I go, together, you should know. No matter where I go, together. No matter where I go, together, you should know. No matter where I go, together. Every song, wherever you ever, every song, and you will always answer. Every song, wherever you ever, every
Oh boy, I'm so excited. Tonight is gonna be one of the best streams in a while.
By the end of this.
Oh, I bet you will have a headache by the
I
end
actually
of
might need to
this.
stop playing Destiny until the stream's over because I'm noticing I'm dropping frames. I believe it's Destiny that's causing
Okay,
it.
listen, we've had this conversation. You can't stream and play Destiny at the same time. Destiny is not optimized for, like, that. Hope Akko sees my comments. I did see your comments, and we'll probably talk about that when we get to it. Hello, chat. I have a potato in my script.
Oh, no!
I just said I won't defame the potato, but here we are defaming the potato.
Rude.
How you guys doing today?
Ugh.
You know.
I would say I'm sick, but I'm not sick. I actually confirmed I'm not sick.
Uh-huh.
So what are you?
I think it might be a throat infection.
I'm sorry to hear that. Excuse me.
So
It's
you're
fine.
sick.
It's not contagious.
Throat infection can be, but, you know, it depends on the throat infection.
Well, also, I've been home for 3 days, and today's the day I've decided to cough out all the phlegm, so I think tomorrow's gonna be better.
That's gross.
I mean, it's accurate.
It is, but it's just gross. Anyway, chat, how you guys doing today? Really quickly,
I'm
thank you for
sick in the
the...
head. Chat, I literally had someone in one of my streams from yesterday in the comments tell me that I was mentally ill.
Seriously?
Yes.
Why?
Did you? Oh my god. Did you not see it?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
Yesterday, I might not have seen... Like, was this
No.
when I was on?
I put it in my Discord. Hold on, let me get it.
Oh. No offense, but I don't... I have so many Discords that I'm a part of that
No.
I just don't read.
That's fine. I'm gonna send it to you, and you can laugh at it.
Oh boy.
Is that from when you were pissmogged? I was pissmogged, yes.
Oh, the person is saying that... The person is mad because you have a femme model.
Yep, pretty much.
That's funny.
And I
They
love my comment
shouldn't
was like,
see
I
me
should-
then.
I was like, I shouldn't be engaging with trolls.
No.
But if you watched my content, you would
also-
know these.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. Either way, chat today is exciting. I kind of decided to do this at the last minute because I knew we wanted to. VTubers have made card games, and their card games are very interesting. I am not much of a card gamer. I used to be really big into Magic, but it is very expensive, so I got out of it while I still could. However, Malice here is like really big in Yu-Gi-Oh! And are you also big into Pokemon as well?
No.
No.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh.
I literally, I have the app on my phone just because I open the packs and look at the pretty cards, and that's it.
I see. But you're pretty big in the TCG. I would say that you're pretty well learned in TCGs and knowing what BS is. Have you played a lot more besides just Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, I've played Magic. I played Pokemon when I was younger. Not much of it, and didn't really follow the rules because I didn't understand it.
See-
Like 9, but
Yu-Gi-Oh has gotten out of hand. Hello, Fave Dog. Hello.
oh, it has. It absolutely has, but I love it, and it's still my favorite. And if you don't, that's your problem. Go play
See, here's
Magic.
the thing. I would say TCGs are expensive, but then I started getting models.
Uh-huh.
Well, those are expensive too.
Those are more expensive.
Yeah.
Those are more expensive. and
Those
they're
are
pieces of
more
plastic.
expensive. I would agree. I would agree. But anyway, VTubers make card games, and since Malice is our local knowledgeable person with card games and knowing rules, like I would say that you know pretty well in and out most of the rules when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh.
I've taken the judge exam for Yu-Gi-Oh, and I passed. So,
Okay.
you know,
So you
could
know
say,
what?
yes.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. So you know what you're doing when it comes to that kind of shit, then.
For the most part, yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, there's still stuff that gets me, but
Yeah, but you're
Uh,
human.
Can one of you send me the video we're looking at tonight? Or
Video.
the videos?
Oh, we're
I don't know.
so.
honestly, that video is kind of outdated.
Okay, well,
What I was
one of
thinking
you
we would
has the
do
video.
is we would go through the how to play site and let Malice just kind of point out what kind of sounds stupid and dumb.
Okay.
And the video would have played the video, but I just feel like it's not as necessary.
Well, the other thing is that it's running off of information that has since been changed, and I'd rather run with updated information.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do just also want to lead, at least with Vcard. I haven't done much research into Vroyale. No, I have nothing against the artists. I have nothing against the VTubers that are a part of this. I have nothing against that. I am purely analyzing this as how this functions as a game. If you want to collect it because it's pretty, absolutely. I literally just the other day ordered a box of a TCG set that's just dinosaurs because I wanted to look at pretty dinosaurs.
Wait, is this some?
I mean,
is
that's
this
just
Yu-Gi-Oh?
ADHD.
No,
this-
it's a completely separate card game that people have made that's like prehistoric dinosaurs.
Oh. Was the goal of the game to eat other dinosaurs or something?
I don't even know how you play it.
Oh, okay. You just want.
So you Pokemon'd it.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But yes, Chad, we're gonna look. This is gonna be like the first thing tonight. Again, I kind of decided this 20 minutes before, and I was like, "You guys want to do this tonight?" I was like, "Malice, how long are you gonna be up?" He's like, "Oh, a little bit longer." I was like, "Okay, let's do this," because we've been trying to do it for a while.
Pass the PDF file mandate.
Oh my gosh. The card game is probably 90% collection, 10% game. Judged on the very basicness of the rules that I've seen for Vcard, yes, it is a 90% collection. And in my personal...
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. The problem that I have is if you're going to have a game like that, don't make it a card game. Just make it like a collectible thing. Because I don't think people, like, legitimately, I think the only people that are going to play this as a card game are the VTubers that are going to get it. And then when they go to TwitchCon, they're going to play with their friends. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, let's play as each other in a card game. But outside of that, I don't think that anybody's going to actually play this as a card game, personally.
Unironically, I don't think there's enough cards in the deck to build an entire deck that's focused around one VTuber.
You don't
I'm
think
also
so?
familiar with the Disney card game Lorcana. They did very well with that game's balance. I've heard Lorcana's actually good.
I've heard Lorcana's great. Only reason I haven't gotten to play it is because I literally can't find a like LGS for it. If there's an online simulator for that,
I mean, Tabletop Simulator probably does.
That's not the same.
Right, but it's Disney. You're not gonna get an online thing because they want you to buy things to get more money.
Of course.
I'm aware.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Left MTG for Warhammer just because it's something I thoroughly more enjoyed and was cheaper when I got into it.
Absolutely. That's
fair.
Yeah. And the difference with Warhammer versus MTG is like if you're playing Warhammer, I'm pretty sure you can just buy a model and then the only thing you have to do is like maybe like change up some stuff on it to like change it forever you want. I don't really know Warhammer. I could be completely just talking on my rear, but you know.
Disney keeps shutting down simulators?
Of course.
Which means Disney is probably planning on a digital version.
Why?
Yeah, that's fine.
Why is my chat not showing
when
me?
it comes to digital.
For some reason, I'm not getting Twitch's chat. I'm not getting the shared chat.
Is this
here.
the Merryweather game? No. Well, then we'll be talking about that. But it's also the Shy Lily one as well.
Yes. Oh, Temp, you have to enable host shared chat. Have you enabled shared chat on your end? Because you're the one that has to do it.
No.
Go ahead and do that, please.
Hold on.
You just have to click on the thing during the collab and hit shared chat.
There we go.
Thoughts on a Cards Against Humanity version of VTubers? That would be interesting, but...
It would be funny.
Are you just going to include random shit that other VTubers have done? Like the fact that
no
Kason
idea.
has Yuri kisses with people? I don't know.
A lot, doesn't she?
She does do that a lot. That and twerking in front of the camera. Kason.
Kason.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness. But yeah, so tonight, like, we are going to get to the, Sorry, my brain died there for a moment. We are gonna get to the Nintendo stuff because that'll be interesting to talk about. We have a couple other things, but I wanted to start with the Vcard thing, and I may actually change the thumbnail after the stream here to reflect it. So let's go ahead and get into it here.
So then, do you want to stream it then because you have the links and I don't?
Yes, I'll go ahead and share it.
Send them to you.
It's fine. Akko has them.
I'm gonna
but you do
bounce
gotta
this up.
stream your stream.
Yep,
Akko.
I have it up. And so this is the main website for Vcard here. I have the main website for Vcard, then I have the how to play for it as well.
Yeah.
And we can, I feel like we'll just give a cursory glance to the website. A fun fact, by the way, I heard that when the boxes were sold, they were immediately grabbed up by scalpers within 10 minutes.
Yeah, the first edition boxes, well, specifically the cases actually, were sold out within 12 minutes.
That is insane.
The boxes lasted a couple more days because they added more to the print run for first edition. But they're now in their unlimited print.
Okay. What's the difference? Is it just like the first print is...
So the difference that they made is, and I might be slightly incorrect because this is me going off of information that I remember, is the first edition boxes have a higher chance. So if you look at the top right of your, so if you look at like that top banner on the screen, you see how those cards have a gold outline?
Yeah.
You have a higher chance of that from, I think, a first edition.
I see. Game's
like
gonna
you
get
can still
scalped?
get the card, but having the gold art, I think, is the first edition.
I see.
Magic.
Oh man, you can get a binder with Shy Lily's face on it.
You can. They had a whole bunch of others, but those disappeared.
I believe it.
There's one of them.
Yeah.
And deck boxes and everything.
Man. Fast paced gameplay.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, it already has been. It's not even funny.
Oh man. Oh, you can look at the card gallery.
Yeah,
I'm kind of terrified how the cards look. Have you guys looked at the card gallery at all?
I have
I
actually
believe
not looked
all
at
of them
this
are
at all.
TOS safe.
Are they all TOS safe? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the
There's a couple that are like close, but like they should be fine.
Okay, these are all mascots here. We don't care about the mascots. Okay, so now we're gonna get down to the actual VTubers.
Yeah.
In here. I'm gonna be honest with you though, I don't recognize more than half of these people.
I recognize most of them.
I recognize some of them, not all of them.
Yeah, I mean I know Silvervale, I know Cinder, Punkalapi.
For me, I
How the fuck did she get into this game?
That's okay.
Yeah,
I like her.
Yeah, Punk's in there.
I see Silver. I see Cinder. Punkalopi.
Kodemiko.
Cottontail. Sayu.
Yeah.
Oh, Freem is in there. That's interesting.
Camilo.
Camilo's a good one, yeah.
Vey.
Monarch's there. Monarch's there right before she.
Right before
V
Shoujo.
Right before she joined V Shoujo.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Which is fine. Oh, there's Lime.
Oh, Feifei.
Man, like,
okay,
the artwork for these cards is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I agree. I've seen some of the artists come out and say, "Hey, I did the artwork for these cards."
Yeah, and that is one thing that I really think that that's great for these card games is letting people know which artists they came from.
Yep.
Which you should, because that just makes sense.
Any controversial VTubers in this game? I know that there was at least maybe one.
Yes, Silvervale.
I don't think she's that controversial though.
She's not that anymore.
Not anymore, but she was at one point because
that's
she
funny.
was literally canned by her own organization because she played funny wizard game.
That's a little bit of a different controversy. I don't think these people care about that. At least not anymore. I don't know. But yeah, so these are all the VTubers. What's really interesting is there's a lot of VTubers in this, but there's not a lot of cards that kind of like from my remembrance of just playing Magic, you have your Planeswalkers, who is what I expected the VTubers to be. But then you had a whole bunch of random normal nobody cards that existed as regular monsters.
So this game works real weird.
Okay. Do you want to get to talking about the rules then? Let's talk about the rules.
So first go
this
back to
is
that
Vroyale.
card gallery for
My
me.
apologies. Here we go. Okay, here we go. What the fuck?
Yeah, so cards are either 8, 9s, or 10s.
I'm just gonna throw out all my previous knowledge of because I vaguely know the Yu-Gi-Oh rules, I vaguely know the Pokemon rules, and I know the Magic rules. I'm gonna throw that into a box right now so that you can explain this to me.
So you can literally read it, but it's so the 8s are your basic forms. I'm gonna do an equation of Pokemon here. The 8s are your basics, your level 9s are your stage 2, and your level 10s are like your EXs, stuff like that.
Okay.
So as they go up, they get more powerful, they have more abilities.
Okay.
And then the supporting to that is your mascots, which can boost the power level of whatever you played. We'll get to how these things come into play in a bit, because part of that design is horrendous.
Okay.
What happened to 1 through 7?
Yeah, there is no 1 through 7, that's the fun part.
1 through 7 what?
In terms of power level.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good question.
So they give an actually good display here. So left to right, you have 8, 9, 10. So just, if you have the 10, that's the highest level that it can get to, but it can, of course, supports. You could do supports, and you could do mascots, which is that 4th card.
Wait.
And then supports, which, as far as I understand, you basically just play.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Why are the 8 and the 9 have the same art but a different, like, it's just slightly... Why didn't they just...
So the 8 and the 9s have the same art, it's just the 9 is full art.
Okay. But does it have different, like,
It has different
abilities?
effects. Yeah, if you rate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then I won't zoom in. That's sad. That's confusing.
You can just do Control Plus, Occo.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's like, for instance, the 8.
No, I can't.
If you play the same element as your opponent, you gain a power.
Okay.
So if your opponent also plays a water, this 8 becomes a 9. And if you'll notice at the bottom, it has a strength and weakness. There is an attribute chart.
Uh-huh.
With this game. Thankfully, they put it on the cards.
They actually, like, display it. They probably do later down the line.
Yeah. No, so if you look at the 8 there, where it says Vcard in silver, if you look to the left of it, it says strength, and then it's a red symbol, and then with just a yellow symbol.
Yeah, they use... Yeah. Okay.
And then, like, the 9 and the 10, they don't, as far as I can tell, they just, like, don't have effects. It's just they're a 10.
Wait, they don't have any...
It seems they don't have effects.
So they're just a 10. She's a 10, but she's fucking useless.
She starts as a 10, but she doesn't have a special ability.
What card game is similar to this? That's a good question.
There isn't one.
I swear, chat. I think even White Schwartz is better than this.
I would say the most...
White Schwartz actually has a good system. I've looked into that a little bit. It's actually makes sense.
Yeah.
This...
The closest one you're probably going to get is probably Pokemon.
Not even.
Not even. This doesn't sound nearly...
Alright, so your mascot, if you look at that Goro on the screen, it gives +1 to your power level card. So if you play an 8 and then you play this mascot, it becomes a 9. But if you're a water, you get 2. And if it's a specifically Nanners, you get 3.
Wait, but she doesn't go... But you can't go above 10. So are you saying that you can make an 8 and 11?
You can't go above 10 with the mascots.
So if you match the element with the mascot...
So if you say you play this 10 Nanners, and then you play this mascot onto it, it is now a 13.
Okay. What does that do?
We'll get there.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And then the support is... They all have different effects, but this one is like, if you lose the current round, you return the power card, which is the 8, 9, or 10, to your hand.
Okay. Okay. Alright.
So now we get to the phases, and we get some really weird rules
Jeez.
already.
I feel like this is when I tried to teach my family how to play Catan.
Yeah. So you start with a 7. You start with 7 cards, which is fine. Please read that box that says mulligan option.
If you do not draw a power card in your initial hand, you may mulligan, shuffle your open hand into your deck, drawing back up to 6 cards. If you still do not have a power card after the mulligan, you lose the round. Wait.
If you draw a hand of 7, don't have a power card, mulligan, draw 6, don't have a power card, you just lose.
Wait. So you're leaving it up to... You're leaving it up to chance whether or not you actually get to play.
That's dumb.
Don't worry, it gets worse.
This is hilarious. Oh fuck!
At the beginning of each round, after the initial round, players draw to maintain at least 5 cards in hand before the power and draw phases. So you start every round with 5 cards in your hand, with at least 5. So you always draw up to 5. But if your deck has no more cards available, you must continue with the cards you have in hand until the game is over. So if you draw your deck out, and your opponent hasn't, they get to draw up to 5, you're stuck with whatever you had.
Uh-huh.
And keep in mind, if there isn't a power card in there, you just instantly lose the round.
How big can the deck be?
30.
30. Okay.
Let me double check that.
Okay. Why is the card game so complicated?
Because they chose for it to be this complicated.
Oh, you think this is complicated? You have no idea.
I have no idea, chat. Why can't we just have Uno rules?
Yeah.
Draw cards till you get the Uno. Oh.
Trying to find where they say it.
They wanted flavor but didn't pay for Alessio Cavator or real game designers is what this tastes like.
Yeah, this is, and yeah.
I don't want to be mean, but did a VTuber come up with this game design?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Because while VTubers are good entertainers, they really suck at having a brain.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Trying to find where it says your deck limit. Minimum of 50. There is no maximum.
So I could come in with the entire box of all cards.
So, it's a maximum limit of 4 of the same card in a deck. You could take 4 of every card that is printed in the game and put them in one deck. And show up. And it's legal. Ironically, Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to not have a deck size limit until somebody showed up to an event with a 2,222 card deck.
I remember you telling me about this, and because don't you have to check each individual card before you play?
So they had to submit a deck list that was 30 pages long.
Oh no.
And then on top of this, in order to shuffle properly, it took 20 minutes. Rounds are only 45 minutes in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh.
They were asked to leave, and then a year later the rules were changed to a maximum of 60.
Have you looked at that person's deck to understand what it does?
The entire point of the deck was literally just to cause a problem. Every card in that deck either shuffles the deck or searches.
So, he came to be a problem.
The pair of them came to be a problem. It took 2 people to handle this thing.
Oh my god!
Because I'm thinking here, 60 cards isn't a little, and I'm assuming they had them in sleeves too.
Oh yeah.
So 60 cards is not thin. It's like a considerable 2 or 3 inches worth, and that's 60 cards.
Yeah, and that's our current deck size maximum. They showed up at 2,222.
Oh fuck. I kind of want to see a picture of this. Does anybody have a picture of this?
There are pictures. Hold on.
I'm sure there are. Yeah. He knew what he was. Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Chad, I apologize.
Yeah, the pair of them were judges.
That makes it even worse. I apologize, chat, that we're kind of getting off track here, but this is amazing.
Here, I'm literally gonna DM this image to you.
Awesome. I will show this to the audience. I know they'll get a
That's
kick
them
out of it.
carrying it.
Oh, I know. I can't wait to see this.
Why are they wearing fedoras?
I love it. That's wonderful.
I've got a win for you, my lady.
I love it.
Oh, here. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it is.
Where's my fan remote?
Oh, that is wonderful.
Like, they showed up in suits and ties and fedoras.
Oh, yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
It's not about winning. It's about sending a message.
You know what? You know what they need? They need one of those Uno shufflers.
You know what would have been even better? You know what would have been even better if they came in top hats.
They were giant.
Yeah.
Oh, or gallon hats.
Yeah.
Oh.
He won 0 duels that day, but won the war of changing the rules.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't. I think he literally he played 1 round, and then he was asked to leave.
To be fair though, with how they're dressed and how that is, you know what they were gonna happen, and they did it for the shits of it.
Well, they did it specifically to get the rules changed.
Because they are
knew
judges.
Somebody would do this eventually, so they're like, we're just gonna jump the gun and do it.
Long man.
Fucking card mafia here. Doug Dimmadome hats.
No, I think the fedoras made it even better, personally.
The fedoras are good.
Yeah.
He has a big deck. He does. Anyway.
I love it. That's wonderful.
Anyway, let's jump back to this, but that's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, so getting away from the silliness into absurdity.
Oh.
Would you like to know how you decide who goes first?
Yeah, how do you decide?
Because it's not normal.
It's not a flip of a coin or just like
No.
something stupid like who's older or who's wearing what?
So your selection phase. You both pick a power card from your hand, which, by the way, if you didn't draw, you have to mulligan, and if you didn't draw again, you just lose the round.
Yeah.
Which is already dumb.
So you take a power card from each of your hands, and you reveal it to your opponent.
So you're revealing your hand that early? What the fuck?
You're revealing 1 card from it.
What the hell? I still
You're
think that's
revealing your
dumb.
power card.
Oh.
So you reveal it. You compare the power. You compare their elements, because if one has an advantage over the other, it boosts its own power level or reduces the other one. And then you determine who goes first by who is ahead in power. Whoever loses this exchange goes first. So if I play an 8 and you play an 8, but yours is strong against my element, I would go first.
Okay.
If there is a draw, you must decide by rock, paper, scissors, or etc. It must be decided between the players themselves, is the literal wording.
Oh my god.
I forget. How do you decide who goes first in Yu-Gi-Oh?
You roll dice.
Okay. That's... Roll dice! I don't think anybody's going to do that. Nobody is going to do that.
Yeah. So you roll dice, and you call it either high or low. Depends on who you're playing with. Sometimes me and my friend get funny, and we pick middle.
Yeah.
Which means 7 is the best number to roll, and it's funny. Don't do that in a tournament.
Okay. After we figure out who goes first, what happens then?
So, you figure out who goes first. Then you both draw at the start of your turn. You draw 1 card. But if you were lower than 5, you draw up to 5 and then draw. So you will always start your turn with 6 cards, because you will draw up to 5 and then draw 1.
Yep.
And now we hit the battle phase. Notice how there isn't a main phase.
I thought it was flipping a coin in Yu-Gi-Oh!
So the online simulator, Master Duel, does use a coin flip to do it, just because that's easier to code. But the rules state that you can determine it via any way, basically, that is like chance. So most people will just take 2 dice, roll high, and that's how they determine. You could do it with a coin flip. Master Duel, the official simulator, does it with a coin flip, and then whoever wins the coin flip gets to pick whether they want to go first or second.
Yeah. Because typically not going first is not always the best move.
In Yu-Gi-Oh! It is most of the time.
Most of the time it
99%
is?
of the time.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I just know that some people, going first isn't always the best choice.
It depends on what you're playing. It's very rare that you have a deck that wants to go second.
Yeah, like I know in Magic, there have been times where it's just like, oh no, I want to go second. I'm like, why do you want to go second? And then they own me.
Because they're playing red.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's most of the time why.
Yeah. Alright. So you've had your draw phase.
Uh-huh.
You've had your power phase where you decide who goes first.
Uh-huh.
There's no main phase. It's the battle phase now. So during your battle phase, you play at least 1 card, or you lose the round.
What?
You play at least 1 card, or the round is lost.
Mm-hmm.
If you
But
don't
what
play a
happens if
card,
there's nothing good for you to play? You just lose?
you have to play a card. If you don't play a card, you lose the round. So you know that problem where when your deck ran out, you had to play with what was in your hand? If you run out of cards in your hand, you just instantly lose anyway.
Oh my god.
Why does the blue card want to go second? Stasis. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that. So
This
you
is
can
literally
play...
just war.
Yeah. You can play You could play 1 mascot and 1 support a turn. So the mascot was the little... It tends to be like the literal mascot for like the Vtuber. So it's like Cinder's Pyropop or Yanner's fucking whatever the hell it is. I forget the hell it's called. And a support each turn. 2 cards in total, unless you have an effect that states otherwise. Good on them for including that bit. Some games forget to include clauses like this, and it confuses the hell out of people.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a good point. Before you pass your turn to your opponent, and you do all this before you pass your turn to your opponent, you alternate turns playing cards until one person has no more cards to play, or if one player is ahead in power for more than 2 of their own turns. So, if we both play 8s, and we decide by like rolling the dice, we'll say, and I play a mascot that gives me 3, well, I just got one of the turns that I need to win on the first turn. Then it goes back to you, and you only have one that boosts you by 1. So you're a 9, but I'm an 11. So then it comes back to me, and I play another card onto it, and I have won 2 rounds. I win the round.
Wait, so is your goal just to be higher? You're not attacking each other. You're just supposed to have higher points than the other for 2 rounds? That's it?
Yes, for 2 turns. For 2 of your own turns. Not 2 of your opponent's turns. Your own turns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no attacking or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
And then we have resolution. After all boosts and effects are applied, the player with the highest power level wins the round and scores a point. So you get your point. So, you do your power level comparison. Then you have to compare elements. You can see them creeping up at the bottom there of your screen. And if neither element is stronger, then neither player receives a bonus. So you take into account your elemental bonuses, all of that. And then you consider any mascot or supports cards that were played during the battle phase. The player with the highest power level after all effects have been applied wins the round and scores a point. Both players add the played cards to the discard pile, and the next round begins. And this is a new word they added here, optional. The loser's cards are added to the prize pool.
Yeah, that wasn't optional before.
So, do you know what happens to the prize pool at the end of the game?
Yes, it goes to the winner.
Your opponent just takes your shit.
Yeah.
That was not optional when they first printed these rules.
Oh, goodness.
That was just, hey, we're playing the game. Let's say you enter a tournament with your, 50 card deck. If this game somehow became a tournament before this rule change.
This is not happening. This is not, this will never become a tournament-based game. I'm telling you right now. Not enough people will play this game for it to ever become a tournament.
So, you show up with your 50 card deck, but you lose round 1. Well, your opponent now has 10 of your cards or more. Your deck is now illegal. So you can now be DQ'd because your deck is illegal, unless you have backups of your cards, or you go purchase more product.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. I had to walk away for a second. Did you just say that if the player loses, the winner gets your cards and you have to physically go buy new cards?
Yes.
You would have to if this was a tournament setting because your deck would be illegal.
What the hell?
Yeah, this is an anti-ing thing that stopped happening a long time ago in card games because people realized that kids aren't made of money.
Yeah. Magic used to have anti-cards. There's a reason they have never printed them again. Because it's a bad game design mechanic.
It's also a legal
awful.
nightmare, potentially.
Potentially, yes. But yeah, by the rules of the game as they originally wrote it, when your opponent won, they just took all your crap.
Yeah.
And if you had a game that went on long, you played a lot of supports and you played a lot of things, they went into your discard pile. Your opponent just took all of them.
This is very likely made this way
deck.
because of how much money people give to VTubers. I'm sorry, but
that was how it was originally designed. They did now have the optional clause in front of every mention of this prize pool now. So now we have our elemental chart. Very Pokemon-esque. Very. Very. You literally have fire, water, grass, electric, steel.
And then platinum or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, platinum is steel.
Yeah.
Which is strong versus electric, weak versus grass. It's not quite Pokemon, but
All we're missing is light and dark, and then they're really taking a shit on Pokemon.
Yeah. So yeah, when elements are compared, if one element is stronger, the player with the stronger element receives +2. So if you played a fire, that's a 10. But I played a water, that's an 8. My water is just instantly the same power as your 10 without me having to play any supports. Because of how elemental work. And keep in mind, you just pick these two at random, not knowing what's happening at the start of the round. And you can't switch them out unless they have a support card that does that, because I'm not reading all of these cards. I'm sorry.
That isn't...
Yeah.
Okay. I doubt anybody play tested this. Nobody smart play tested this, I'll say that.
Yeah.
You need a Yu-Gi-Oh! Expert to play shit like this.
no, not even Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic, Pokemon, the big card games. There's a reason they're popular.
Yeah, it's because they have designed a rule set that works. And they have designed a rule set that is an interaction between two players. They are different types of interaction between two players. But they're interaction between two players.
It just sounds so, boring, because, the fun part about Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic is, monsters that help fight for you. Just having the Planeswalker out on the battlefield is kind of boring. And that's just what this sounds like, is literally just put your Planeswalker
exactly
out.
what this is.
That was every kid thinks about, oh, I want to have my strong card out all the time. Yeah, but it's boring.
This would be a great opportunity. All these different VTubers have dedicated lore to every single one of them. this is a great time to flesh out the lore for that character and the world they live in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You had, and so we can skip over this like high resolution discard areas, because like discard is basically the graveyard for Yu-Gi-Oh! Or the graveyard for Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what Pokemon calls there. Take a look at this field.
I just love how the prize pool is just put right there.
Yeah. So your power level card just goes front and center. And then your mascot and sports go behind it. Your deck just sits there, and your discard just sits there.
Wow.
Link.
This is so simple.
It's simplistic, and you know what? That's okay. Card games can be simplistic.
Yeah.
It's freaking other one that we're looking at is not simple.
Oh, the Vroyale one? Yeah, I can't wait to look at that one. I don't care. I'm calling it Vroyale.
So
I will be a hyper bigot.
And so, so does anyone have any questions of how this works? Because I'm willing to bet every single one of you has questions of how this works.
Of how
this game works.
MommaOcco and a bee?
No, that's
the bee is not
Do
incorrect.
not call me a bee.
No, he is a little Runken serpent.
Scree,
Chat.
bitch.
Scree.
Exactly.
Exactly. NFTs are or AI generated. Is someone at least hand drew these designs? Yes.
Yes, they did. That is what I will fully give them. The artwork is gorgeous. It is all drawn by actual artists, and the artists are credited on the cards. I have heard the cardstock they are printed on is actually good quality, and they're not instantly warping a lot, which is great.
I need to say this. He belongs.
Boo.
Alright, now I'm gonna kill you.
It wasn't me that said it.
Alright, then who am I banning?
He looks like a chicken nugget from McDonald's. Chat, the chicken nugget is explaining games to us.
But here's the question, chat. Which chicken nugget? Because
Well,
we
it's at
all know there's
McDonald's.
no, because there's 4 unique chicken nugget.
There's 4
shapes at
collectible types.
Wow, you're right.
Oh, goodness. That's hilarious. Okay.
Well, yeah, like this. I have no problem with this game being sold as a collectible. When this prize pool was a thing, selling this as a game and not as just gambling is wrong.
Yes.
Now that the prize pool is optional, and they have very clearly made that a statement across the entire website, anytime that is mentioned, the big old optional in parentheses is put next to it.
Yes, which is good.
Which is good. That means they're actually listening, and maybe they'll fix some things, but it would require an entire redesign for this to like function as a like tournament playable card game, in my opinion. Because there is so much to chance, and there is so much to just like, I picked the right mascot at the beginning. I picked a 10 with a higher attribute than yours, so mine just immediately gets +2, and it's like, I just don't like it.
Yeah, it's too simple in my personal opinion, but by the same token, it's also kind of stupidly complicated.
It's like it's equally complicated and overly stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is that like they've gone for a game style that is meant to be simple, but they have added in so many weird rules for it that it becomes just a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And I did actually relook into something. So when you don't play a card, you don't just lose the round. It's just the round is over.
Okay.
It's just like you have basically said, "Hey, I'm done playing cards," and if your opponent plays another card, and also says, "I'm done playing cards," then your round is over. So there's a little bit of strategy to that. Like, I guess you could like keep some things for this and whatever. Also, I would like to bring up, so each round is 1 point. You need 5 points to win.
In total.
Yeah. So you have to win 5 rounds.
Jeez.
And keep in mind, if your deck runs out during this time frame,
you lose.
You have lost every single round leading up. That will now happen.
Yeah.
It is so stupid. Oh.
It's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an interesting choice in card design.
It definitely is, yeah.
Just why? Really, just why?
It needs counterplay.
Yeah.
I agree that if it had some counterplay, that would be fantastic.
And you know what? Let me give a quick look through of some of these supports and see if they do provide back and forth play. It'll be just a sec.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a small bit of counterplay I already see. So, like, for instance, they have these shields. Your opponent's X, so like, for instance, if it's a grass shield, your opponent's grass power level card cannot benefit from elemental power level advantage. You can negate that with that. There's a card that makes your opponent reveal their hand.
Okay.
There's a card that is randomly -2 power to a Shylily card.
Specifically just Shylily.
Correct.
Interesting.
Good. Oh, they don't understand what they've done. There's a card that makes your opponent discard 2 cards from their hand.
Mm-hmm.
And upon playing it, you may also play a different card this turn as part of your hand, and that one makes you draw 2. Hey, that's a choice.
I'm gonna again like agree with chat. Like these people don't know how to design card games. They designed a titty
they don't
card
know
game.
what they were doing.
They designed a titty card game. That's all they did.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, what they wanted to do was make a game that was collectible, but because it was a game as well, they're like, we need to make sure it's playable.
A game.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, it really isn't. This is a collectible game only.
So we do have one card that's to switch your current power level card with a power level card in your hand.
Okay.
One support card does this. Which means in your 50 card deck, you have to draw one of these 4 cards.
And because there's only one of it. Here's my question.
There's 4 copies of it in your deck.
Yeah, and it has to be at least 50, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's my question. Because of the amount the amount of actual elements, do you think that people are just going to have multiple elements? Because there's like no cost to play card, and that's something that kind of bothers me is when there's no cost to play this kind of shit. Do you think that people are just going to like have multiple elements in their hands for this kind of shit?
Absolutely.
It makes no sense.
You can't. The way that they have designed this, you cannot build a deck that is a specific attribute, or you will just lose.
That is kind of insane. Wow.
Like, if you want to make your deck based around, you know, your favorite VTuber in here, you really can't, because 1, there's not enough cards.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, if you're just focused into one attribute, you will just lose. Because if your opponent figures that out and just keeps playing the attribute that's stronger against you, you are reducing your own power. You're getting your own power reduced a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just... Every single one of these decks is going to end up being a pile of just nonsense.
That does sound lewd when you think about it. A pile of VTubers.
I mean, That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But what I really don't get is like the 8s have abilities, but the 9s and 10s don't.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
Wait.
sense to me.
Shouldn't it be reverse?
One would think.
Because you'd think the higher it is, the more shit they have.
You would think.
And yet
But
that
the
is not
8s
the
have
case.
abilities. The 9s and 10s do not.
Okay.
Which just
Which makes no sense. My Pippa deck is built as a brick. Oh, that's right, Pippa. What's funny is there's 3 card games basically coming out, and Pippa has one that's going to happen eventually too. So when her card game has rules posted, we need to read up on those.
okay.
VTubers are just trying to get into the Pokemon craze from
That's
COVID.
yeah. That's what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really don't get is just like quickly glancing through these cards. Every single one of these cards has like 2 words and then a colon. And then it like describes what it does. There's no reason for that to be there. Those first 2 words. Because they're not repeated.
Let me look it up. We might not have time for
Oh.
that tonight. We got Vroyale to look over too.
Actually, hold on. They are repeated. My apologies. I got that wrong.
That's okay.
But it seems like each element has 9 cards, and then each of those 9 cards has one of the effects if they're an 8. If they're a 9 or a 10, they don't have effects because
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a design choice. And again, the artwork for these cards is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
holy
about
shit.
it.
Yeah.
Fun. Well, do you want to talk about Vroyale now?
Yeah.
Might as well. It leads into this, and
Yeah, and Chad, just so you know, I've literally only read like part of the way down this page, so
And
if
we
I
could-
randomly go into it like a spaz over some of this, I apologize.
I will fully
But I
admit
don't.
that we were not planning on talking about this, and then Mizu came in right before stream and was like, "Hey, you should talk about this."
Yeah.
I betcha
so-
it's gonna be just as fun. At the very least, the Vroyale cards look like they might actually be a little bit more geared towards a Weiss Schwartz feel. We'll see. I don't really like that name, Domineering Masochism, right there. That kind of terrifies me. Do we want to look at the card list first? Let's look at the card list first.
Sure.
Apologies, had to plug my headset in.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Now, well, let's see how many VTubers we actually recognize here. Well, they don't actually.
So far, I
like,
don't recognize a single one.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. Okay, how do we go back? There we go. There's the go back button. Let's see if we can recognize it. It's chat. If you see anybody you like, shout it out. I know a lot of these people are gonna probably be friends of Merryweather, so. But
Yeah,
so
'cause
far,
so far, I don't recognize this.
Oh,
I actually
gosh.
recognize Merryweather.
yeah, Merryweather.
Yeah.
But Merryweather doesn't count because he's on the front of the
Lumi
game.
is in Loop, whatever the fuck the wolf girl's
The
name
Wolf
is.
Lumi.
Yeah,
They don't count because they're part of that VTuber. If they're part of that VTuber group, they don't count because
Yeah.
of course
Cat
they're
is
gonna be in there.
here.
Who?
Obi-Cat.
Cat.
So, for context for you, Wako, Obi-Cat was a Destiny streamer with another streamer that me and
Ew.
Malice used to watch before you even started streaming.
Oh my gosh, Porcelain Maid is in there. Oh, fucking shut it
Oh,
down.
wait, I recognize that another VTuber. That's,
Oh yeah, this one.
oh,
This
yeah,
one's
perfect.
Rin.
Pinrose.
Pinrose. Yeah.
Man, Rin, you could have done so much better. I'm sorry. Holy shit. Let's see. Oh, is that it? That's it.
That's it.
Dude, I don't
Sorry, they have a-
recognize any of these names besides like 3 people.
They have a card called DDoS Attack. What the
Oh
which
my
one?
gosh, this. I was about to say that this
Bottom
was just a
right.
sausage fest. Bottom right.
of the card list is
Oh, they
literally
do.
called DDoS
They-
Attack.
Okay,
I
me
hate
and
it.
Malice will 100% understand this. These are based off of FGO.
Some of these, yeah. Yeah, it's literally 4s, 3s, and 5s.
Well, even just like, I mean, the art, like the silly art.
Dude. None of these. I don't know any of these VTubers at all. None of them.
Oh my god, the very last one listed is literally called They Canceled the Internet.
I don't
Graduate
get it.
all characters, assets, and events on stage, whatever the that means.
There might be a deck wipe.
Oh.
It might be a board wipe, yeah.
All right, let's look at the how to play. Let's look at the how to
Oh,
play here.
Lord.
This will be fun. This will be very
Oh,
fun.
boy.
Card introduction. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so leaders is the core of any manager. Oh, okay, so they're calling their players managers.
Oh my fuck.
Lord.
I understand that though.
I get it, but
I
it's
get it.
cringe. It's cringe.
It is
All right.
cringe, but I get
They're immensely powerful and can turn the tide of an eye. Duh. It's okay. So far it's commander.
Like, yeah, commander deck.
Character cards are the primary ways that you wage battle. Okay, so there does seem to be a combat step.
Thank God the last card game didn't.
Highlights are single use, so they're just like regular spells. Okay. And played on any turn, including your opponent's. Oh, so they're all instants. Okay. And then events are enchantments / continuous spells. Great. Okay, alright, that makes sense. Some cards may be part of multiple categories if a particular card type is specified by a card effect. Cards that contain multiple categories are considered as having all of these categories. Oh, good lord. Do not start with this crap already. You don't start your game with this.
No, you got to keep it simple and then ramp it up.
So we have common, uncommon, rare, super rare, and special super.
Those are the ones that are signed, I guess.
It's literally C, U, R, S, R, and SSR.
Yeah.
What?
Mary's a huge Magic player, so he has no excuse. Okay, good. Then if the game mechanics suck, I'm gonna get mad at him. I will.
Roster construction. Oh, Lord. Consists of 30 cards.
Oh, that's way smaller. Okay.
It's a 30 card deck with a varying limit on different rarity types.
Oh, they have limits on the amount of cards you can have.
Wait, so hold on. So you get one special rare as a leader, and you can only have 2 in your deck.
It literally is just a commander.
But it has to be only one name. You get 2 that are. You get 1 that is non-leader, and you get 1 copy of it in your deck. And you only get 10 rares. But unlimited commons and uncommons. Okay, so hold on. So I get in total 3 SRs in my deck. 2 of them are leader. 2 of them are my leaders. 1 of them is a non-leader. I get 10 rares, which are the 3s. No, which are 4s. Okay. And then uncommons and commons are the 3s. And you can have any limit of those. In a 30 card deck. So 13 of your cards have to be rare, and then 3 SRs. Alright, that...
Is that not a lot, or?
I mean, it's a third of your deck. It's over a third of your deck.
Yeah. What the fuck is this card
Which is
placement?
Fine. Oh, what in the name of...
Sanity tokens? Oh my fuck. Graduations. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Okay, so you have a center stage. Your chosen leaders will be placed here when you're able to play them. Your leader has its own zone. It's literally commander.
Again, I wonder if Merryweather made up the rules here.
Main stage. This is the main playing field. Cards played during the main step will be placed here unless otherwise stated. And star pool. This is your resource pool used to debut. Oh, good lord. Cards are placed face up and upside down in this area with stars facing upward. Cards may only be placed in this zone during a resource step unless otherwise stated by an effect.
Card got sent to the toaster realm. Oh.
Okay, your roster is your deck. And then there's a hiatus pool and the graduation zone.
I think the grad zone is the graveyard, but I think the hiatus. Oh, what is that? Isn't there like a special zone in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic where they're not discarded, but they're just like put there and you can't touch them unless a card says you can touch them?
I mean, I wouldn't classify it as exile because exile is just like a step above graveyard.
Yeah, because exile is dead unless there's something that says you can bring it back.
Yeah, which are very few and far between if I remember Magic correctly.
Yeah.
Used events and highlight cards as well as a graduated character and leader cards are placed face up in this zone. Placing a card in this zone is called that. And cards that are graduated by this effect are also placed in this. Okay. Alright, I didn't have to actually read these rules to understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. I hear. Well,
this is the main playing field. Played during the main step or played here unless otherwise. Your chosen leaders will be placed here when you are able to play them. Alright.
That's interesting.
Okay.
So the rules down here are actually in the playing board, like showcase.
Oh my gosh. So sanity is your life. You have 20.
Oh,
Mary.
good lord.
Mary!
You know what? Because it's Merryweather, that makes so much fucking sense because his sanity is always at fucking 1.
Mary, no!
So play procedure, when it's your turn, follow this. Max hand size of 5? That's pathetically small. Each manager declares a leader card as their center and sets it aside from their deck in the backstage.
It is literally Commander. Literally.
And the center is always available for play so long as the required cost is spent to play it. And as long as the center is in the backstage.
I didn't know we were playing Darkest Dungeon, the card game.
Draw 5 cards. You have a 30 card deck. And you want me to draw 5 cards every turn?
You
Wait,
need to be out of
that's
that
that's
deck
a sixth
really
of
quickly.
your deck. What the fuck?
And the maximum hand size is 5 cards. You're allowed to reshuffle their hand into their deck and redraw 5 cards once at the start of them. Okay, so you get a mulligan. Sure.
Every start of the match. Okay.
You then choose a method to determine turn order, whether coin flip, fisticuffs, or an armed duel. Okay, that's a joke.
That is a
fine.
joke. Yeah, that's a Merryweather joke right there.
Yeah. You could choose to go first or second. That's fine. All right. So you determine who goes first by some method. All right, and that is setup. Oh no. Okay, so you don't draw 5 every turn. That is setup. Okay.
Thank
So it's
God.
just setting up. You draw 5. All right. So at start of a turn, clear all combat damage from the previous turn. So it's magic damage because it resets at end of turns. Then you resolve all start of turns. Then you untilt Merryweather. You can just rip off magic. So that's what you've done here.
Imagine if there are only cards
Untap.
that can be played if your sanity levels are low. Full your attack made my sanity go down to 3, which let me play my ultimate monster Kirsha.
Her sanity
I
only
mean,
works on one.
that actually would be a cool mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you untap your board and you draw a card. If there are no longer any cards in your deck to draw or resolve an effect, you lose a sanity. Okay, so it's Hearthstone.
Okay.
Oh, so you can still continue with even if you don't have cards. You just lose life every time for every card you can't
Yeah,
draw.
it's Hearthstone fatigue. So when you run out of cards in your deck, the first time it's 1, the second time it's 2, the third time it's 3. Alright, that makes sense. I mean, so far this is just a magic ripoff, but it seems to work.
Mm-hmm.
At least it functions better than the last one.
Yeah, resource step. Each turn, one card may be placed in the resource pool. Fuck, what's the resource pool again? Alright, cool. Resource pool is not listed on the game board. That's fun. As a star card, for the purpose of resolving abilities and effects, adding a card to the star pool does not count as playing a card. So you put it in this resource pool, but it doesn't count as playing it. Star cards are placed upside down. Their resource value is equal to the number of stars at the bottom of the card. Wait, so you can't sleeve these things?
What?
Their resource value is equal to the number of stars at the bottom of the card, unless it's just referring to the front of the card. It's probably referring to the front of the card.
It
Probably
might
front of the
be
front of the card.
because I know that they have stars on the front.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they did have stars in the front. That would make more sense. I don't know why I thought, like...
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Imagine if a card game released that had specialized sleeves because you had to do other things with the sleeves.
You had to play in entirely clear sleeves.
Yeah.
Main phase, main step. Unironically, clear sleeves had to be banned from being your primary sleeve in Magic, because they made cards that are double-sided.
Mm-hmm.
I
Great
remember
job,
that. Yeah.
Wizards.
Oh, gotta love that.
So you can play up to 3 cards per main phase, including the star card, unless otherwise specified by a card. Okay. So you play 3 cards a turn. Managers may play cards and activate effects during the main phase. Also, this is per main phase, so this means if you have cards that you could play during your opponent's turn, you can only do it 3 times. Pay the star cost by tilting an equivalent number of star cards to provide the cost required. Alright, so there's mana.
That's good. The last game didn't. By the way, I need to use the restroom, so you guys continue. I'm just going to be using the restroom.
Okay.
Alright. So costs for cards and abilities. I graduate an untilted non-leader character. What the fuck is this wording? Graduate an untilted non-leader character effect. Good lord. Can only be paid for with cards and characters under your control. Well, that... duh. I can't tap my opponent's lands to play for my spells. Whatever. Any star resource generated this way can be used until the end of that manager's turn. Okay, so it's mana. It's mana. It's Magic's mana system. Excess resource value held at the end of the turn is not carried over to the next. Yeah. Duh. So characters, so you have to pay the cost to debut them. So you tap, tilt 4 mana to cast a 4, or and they may not attack the first turn. They debut, but they can't defend. It's literally summoning sickness. Okay, so you have summoning sickness, which basically means they can't attack, but they can be a blocker. Cool. Like, that's fine. So they gave them summoning sickness. Assets don't have attack and HP, and cannot be used to attack or defend. Asset cards may have functions that allow them to be equipped to a character. Okay, so they can be equipment. This is literally just Magic, but with VTubers. And a tiny, tiny deck. Tokens are non-card objects generated by card effects. It can be either characters or assets as described in the card that commissioned them. Oh my god, I hate the terminology of this game.
But how do you really feel?
Be normal.
That's impossible.
Stop using VTuber buzzwords. They were summoned. You're already ripping off Magic. Just accept the fact that you have. The character tokens may not attack the first turn they are summoned, but can defend. Summoning sickness. When tokens are destroyed, they go away because they're tokens. But any effects that would occur as if they entered the graveyard still apply. Okay, that's different. So the card doesn't go to the graveyard, but it triggers an effect as if it went to the graveyard. Alright, that is the dumbest rule that this game has had so far. Because if the card isn't going to the graveyard, it shouldn't trigger an effect for a card going to the graveyard. Because it's how literally every other game does it. But okay. Leaders have special rulings and powerful abilities forming the core. It's your commander. The majority of the card's ability will specify non-leader within their target parameters. Yeah, so this is... You have built commander with a 30-card deck. Event cards stay on the side of the stage corresponding to the manager. Well, does. So when you play a card, it stays on your side of the field. Duh. As long as the card stays on the field. Again, stop buzzwording your fucking games. Just
buzzwording.
No, because it just makes it confusing. I have had to go back to the image of the board 4 times now. I don't have to do that with any other card game. Because put it on the field. They don't have attack and HP, and cannot be used to attack or defend. Only one event of the same name may be on each field each turn. Stop doing this each manager stage. Ugh. You can't tell I'm tired, chat, and this is easily pissing me off.
I mean, you can play modern cards with the rule set, but I'm asking if people actually can. Oh, you. What do you mean? Hold on. What is chat talking about? Mana burn?
Mana burn? What are we talking about? Mana burn?
So it looks like they're talking about mana burn. I could be wrong though.
Okay, mana burn is that's an old Magic thing where if you didn't use it, if you like generated mana but didn't use it, you took a damage for each piece that you didn't use.
Right.
Which, this doesn't have. Which, that's fine. I think mana burn is a dumb mechanic. I think it could be an interesting mechanic, I just don't think it's great.
Right.
But then again, I also play the card game primarily that doesn't have a resource system. So, Okay. Highlight cards are sent to so their instance. They can be used on any turn during any phase, including your opponents. Okay, so every highlight.
Okay.
Yeah. So every highlight is an instant, which is just Tim, do you know what an instant is in Magic?
No.
Okay. So an instant, you can pay for it. So like, blue does a lot of it. So like, they'll pay 2 blue mana and they can like negate your spell. Instants can be played during either player's turn. They just come from the hand. All you have to do is pay their cost.
Okay.
Events seem to be just cards that like you play them and they just stick on the board until they're removed.
Yeah.
And then your characters and leaders seem to be like your creatures for Magic.
Yeah.
Okay, so highlights are just all instants. Events are basically enchantments. They just kind of they stick onto the board. I'm using a lot of Magic terminology because Magic terminology can make more sense than Yu-Gi-Oh terminology sometimes, even though I primarily play Yu-Gi-Oh, but you know. Oh, here we go. Here's an explanation. Cards under hiatus are considered removed from play. They're not considered to be in any roster, graduation zone, hand, or stage. So this is exile. So it is exile. So. Alright, so hiatus is their exile, even though I would think that graduation would be the exile and hiatus would be the graveyard.
I mean, you'd think.
That's the order I would have put it in, because graduation means they're just done. Hiatus means they're just taking a break.
Yeah, the names are self-explanatory.
Yeah, which I think flipping those two would have been better. But you know.
Yep. Chat, for anyone coming in, Akko will be back momentarily. Akko is using the bathroom still.
Yeah. Alright, so far what I can tell, this is literally just Magic but with weebs. And random VTuber lingo crap instead of actual explanation of what's going on.
Why is there no stream raid card effect? I don't know.
I mean, there might be one.
It didn't look like there was, though. If you say debut one more time, I'll graduate you from life. Oh. Oh, no. Hi, what about Nintendo? We will be talking about Nintendo soon. This card game sounds bad. It does, Gator. Yes, it does.
This card game just sounds like Magic, but worse.
Yeah, it does.
It just sounds like a ripped-off version of Magic. Combat. Attacks can only be declared during combat phase. Must be I'm just gonna skim right over this so I don't have to read everything out to chat. Give me a sec.
This ain't Crash Town.
Okay, so the combat phase is literally Magic's combat phase.
Oh no, chat, no.
What?
Well, perhaps the V Shoujo spell card removes one from graduation into your hand. I could see it.
That's funny.
Exile not being graduation and graveyard not being hiatus seems like flavor veil.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing. Is like hiatus should have been the graveyard and graduation should have been exile. Because like I would think it would be easier to bring stuff back from the graveyard than the equivalent of the exile.
Oh yeah.
So like I would think you would want to make that hiatus and the other thing and exile graduation. But you know.
You'd think.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. So tapped characters can still defend but have an attack of but are considered to have an attack of 0. That's really stupid. Why is this a rule? This shouldn't be here.
Mary wouldn't have the balls to do that joke. No, Mary wouldn't have the balls to do the V Shoujo graduation joke.
No. So it doesn't matter if you tap something to activate its ability, because you can still block with it. It just doesn't kill whatever it's blocking. If it has attack stat greater. That's stupid. Why? Any highlights or non-combat character abilities can be declared at any point before combat is finalized. The last played highlight or card effect, top of the stack. It's literally the stack for Magic. Oh, off. Before combat is finalized, will resolve first, and then it descending. It's.
All right, I'm back.
Happy should allow defense but not attack. What the fuck?
I'm so sorry about that.
So if your card is tilted to activate its effect, and your opponent attacks you, you can block with it, and it still blocks. It just can't deal any damage, but it can still block.
It's like it copied magic and then made it worse.
Yeah, that's literally what it did.
What part are we at?
Combat phase.
Okay. Apologies, chat. I had to use the restroom. It went longer than I wanted.
It happens. You're
So
fine.
any highlights can be declared at any point until combat is finalized. Then once combat is finalized, you just go down the order. So it's... Wait, this isn't the stack from Magic, this is the fucking chain link from Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you just stack up all this crap and then it's like, okay, it's finalized, now we just go down the stack. Now we just go down the chain links and resolve it all. Last to first. And if you're going to use other games' words like the stack, design it like that so people aren't fucking confused. Or come up with a whole new word for it. Because this isn't the stack from Magic. Because the stack in Magic, you can go, cool, we're going to let this effect resolve. But then I'm going to do something before this effect on the stack resolves. Yu-Gi-Oh! Chain Links is, cool, I'm going to activate this effect. Your opponent activates something in response. And then I say, yep, all good. And the chain just resolves. There's no like, okay, your effect has resolved affecting my monster, but now I'm going to do this thing to do for this. That's not a thing. The chain just resolves. This isn't a stack, this is a chain. Don't call it a stack.
And like the worst mechanic of Yu-Gi-Oh?
I actually prefer the chain links. I prefer a chain link over a stack. It's simpler. You just do your things, and then it resolves backwards, and once you both say yep, you just resolve it.
Oh,
Instead
okay.
of-
Hello, Balatro.
Oh, my apologies.
Good job, Akko.
It's not shown to the main screen. Did you still want me to have this up for you?
It's fine.
Okay.
If you don't want to, it's fine.
Damage to combat
apologies.
is based on the character's total attack and is dealt simultaneously. It's literally Magic's combat step. Wait, what? If multiple characters are assigned to block a single attacker, the attacking character's damage is dealt in full to each assigned blocker.
Wait, real? What?
So if I attack you with something with 6 power and you block with 2 things that are 4 and 2, I kill them both. I'm sorry, 4 and 3. Or like 2 4/4s. I get rid of them both because I apply 6 damage to both of them.
That's dumb.
Characters
Sorry,
that
that's just
receive
dumb.
battle damage to or exceeding their total health are... Oh, yeah, Anko, we figured out what the hiatus pool is.
Okay.
It's exile.
That's what I figured it would be. So
But
trample
why
is just on, yes.
graduation? Why is graduation not exile? And hiatus graveyard?
That is a good question because hiatus is less severe than
Because graduation, you're just done.
yeah. That just sounds like Merryweather doesn't know how to fucking create a card game.
There's several things that I'm like, this rule is not a good idea, and just like 90% of this is just a Magic ripoff.
A bad Magic ripoff.
Yeah.
Chat, do you know what game wouldn't be a ripoff of another game? Balatro. A game where you can hold 8 cards in your hand, you can have an infinite deck size, and you have Magic cards all the time.
Balatro is just...
Also, Balatro lets you shrink your deck down to just like 30 kings.
Yeah,
it does.
I'm gonna be honest, that is pretty funny.
Okay, give me a moment, chat. The dog has decided. The dog wants to go out.
Yeah, no, this game is just like... Oh, and it has keywords. I'm not reading these. To give you an idea of what they're called, chat, ban, callout, clip, clout, moderator, and raid are their keywords.
It just all sounds retarded to me.
It's a bad Magic ripoff with cheesy VTuber buzzwords.
Mm-hmm. That only VTubers will understand. And unfortunately, because VTuber fans are too far and few between, this just, it won't work. You aren't going to get enough people to actively play this game.
Yeah, and
Mary Game is dead on arrival. Both of them are dead on arrival. The only one that I haven't seen is the Pippa game yet.
I think the Vcard has a chance of being highly collectible.
I could probably agree with that.
I could see them like keep releasing waves of it. I don't ever see it really becoming a tournament thing. If it does, I'll be wrong. I'll totally accept that. But like one of these is a bad magic ripoff and the other one was trying to be innovative, and I get it. And it is innovative. But there are problems with its design that I feel like people who know how card games have been designed were not talked to, or their advice wasn't taken.
Yeah. A Pippa game would involve guns in Walmart. Yeah.
Hey, that'd be funny.
It would be funny. I'd play that game. It'd be called Shoots and Ladders.
I think she might get a little bit sued if she called it that.
Probably, but it would be funny.
It'd be really funny. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I'd rip off Yu-Gi-Oh more so than Magic with VTubers.
Also, Gator, hello.
Absolutely, I would pick Yu-Gi-Oh to rip off more. But that is the type of crack-headed level of play that VTuber fans would enjoy.
Oh yeah, especially. You just get a whole bunch of monsters, use the you can make a whole bunch of monsters based off of just VTubers alone. Like
yeah, you could
easily.
I don't know if the Yippee is trademarked, but if you made a game off of me, just have different Yippies be the
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, to get on another side tangent, we just got like a reveal from Japan of a new Yu-Gi-Oh archetype, and they are called the Yummy archetype.
The Yummy
One
archetype.
of them is popcorn, one of them is cookie, one of them is a brownie. And they can first turn kill you.
Oh! So you die to diabetes?
Yeah. And the giant dragon.
And a giant dragon.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh no.
The diabetes dragon.
The diabetes dragon.
Well, like, their artwork is, like, adorable, and then it's like, oh, cool. These cards could just do that.
Yeah.
Do I have to farm the Necromech now? Good luck!
Oh, you can do it. Don't worry. Not that bad now. Unlike when we had to do it a long time ago.
Yeah, back then.
Did they make Necromech easier?
Yes. It's always been easier. It got way easier once we stopped farming for it.
As usually is the case, because,
happens every single time.
But anyway, those are the VTuber card games. Chat, I will tell you right now, if I ever get a card game, I'll make sure that it's done right. Otherwise, I'll be upset with it. I just won't even be on it. I don't know.
I'll make it. I won't be in it.
I don't know. I'll make sure it's right. I'll make sure that Malice gets to play it first. So you're saying only buy 3 boxes of each VTuber card game? Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, thanks Malice for coming on and sharing your ADHD about card games with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
I can hear you mentally dying.
Yeah, because good lord.
You ever looked Rift Runners? I
have not.
Chat, we just haven't looked at it yet, so we'll probably look at it another day. But Malice sounds like he needs to go to sleep.
So, funny note, you know the thing that Mizu mentioned about heights being wrong on
Yeah.
cards?
Uh-huh.
That wasn't Merryweather's game, that's Vcard.
Oh, is it me card? Oh no.
They have heights wrong on Doki, Nano, Sky Above Me, Koki, Nanners, and all this. Like,
Oh no.
they're off by like a couple inches, every single one of them.
Oh no. And that one's supposed
One
to be
of
the
them, they're
more.
off by half an inch.
That one's supposed to be the more ritzy one. So. Oh,
But it's only the first edition, which is funny.
that's hilarious. Shout on the wrong VTuber chat. Do check it out. It's got promise. I mean, I'm willing to believe that. We'll check out another time though.
Here, I will send this to Malice, so Malice can look it over when he wants.
Mm-hmm.
After I sleep.
Yeah, let
Oh,
him
yeah.
rest.
Where's your DMs? I lost your DM somewhere.
You can always right-click on my name in
Oh,
the
you're.
chat.
Why are you down there? I didn't message you since the 14th of January. What?
Well, you know, happens.
Indeed.
There you go.
Alrighty, chat.
Well,
Glad I could
you
share
have-
my insanity.
the
I have to go to work.
ADHD brain took over, and the ADHD brain is shutting down now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it very much is.
All right. Well, you have a good night then.
Yo, I'll see you around, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Okay. Well,
The potato is gone.
we have lost our Runkin serpent.
So chat. I will totally admit, if it wasn't for Malice, our docket probably would have been over a while ago.
Probably.
Because we don't have a lot. And Akko flat out removed one of our items from the docket like yesterday.
No, it wasn't yesterday. It was earlier the week.
2 days
this
ago.
week. Thanks for the stream. Oh, we're not done yet.
Yeah, we're not done yet.
Chat.
We're not done. We have more to go over.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big one. This actually is a big one. I'm
Nintendo?
gonna stream this so that way you can. No, we'll do Nintendo like very shortly. I want to kind of run through some smaller topics first.
Okay.
We're gonna do this.
Oh, the Goku shit?
Well, this is among it. Chat, Crunchyroll ate shit this week. But admittedly, it is because they have officially canonized, quote unquote, canonized Super Saiyan 4. And Crunchyroll, their servers died. It's been a long time since their servers died.
That's.
And Dragon Ball did it again.
Oh, that sucks a lot to hear.
Well, it actually doesn't. The last time I distinctly remember that the Crunchyroll servers died was also Dragon Ball.
Really?
Many years ago.
So, like, how did they
Ironically,
crash? You know?
Overload. Like, so too many
Oh.
people were trying to watch the episode at once.
That makes sense, now that I think about it.
Because, like, I watched the episode when it came out, like, as it came out, so I didn't have any problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
But then once the news started coming out, they're like, oh, this was in there. Then people started flooding. For context for Akko, because Akko does not watch Dragon Ball, Super Saiyan 4 is probably the most memorable and beloved transformation of all of Goku's forms.
Mm-hmm.
But it was relegated to Dragon Ball GT, which is not good by most people's standards. So the fact that they have finally canonized it. My valid question is, did they say that Super is not canon as if Goku has Super Saiyan 4? No, Super is still canon. This is okay. So canon's weird. Canon is 100% weird with Dragon Ball. GT is not canon. All the movies, minus Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, Broly, and Superhero, are all not canon. But you also need to consider the fact that the manga and the anime are both different as well. So kind of like bounces which one is canon. if you want a actual just general chronological order, it's the original. So OG, Z, Daima, Super.
Okay. Sorry, you're gonna have to drive the boat because
No,
I'm
that's fine.
I'm familiar with Dragon Ball Z.
That's perfectly fine. But basically, Dragon Ball doesn't have a canon. It doesn't really have a canon. If you want like the main continuity, it is original Z's Daima Super.
Okay.
Because all that stuff was at least written by Toriyama. Dragon Ball doesn't officially just have a rule of cool. No. Well, that I don't know. But because of I always knew you're just a monkey deep inside. Oob is a thing. Oob is 100% a thing. So if you want a context of the timeline, Daima is immediately after the Buu Saga, which is years before Beerus wakes up and the Battle of Gods arc, or Battle of Gods movie. The reason why sorry chat, so my throat's still kind of fucky right now. The reason why they can justify Super Saiyan 4 existing before he fought Beerus is because it is a magic-based transformation, which means it's very likely only within the demon realm that he can use this form.
Yeah.
So, and there are rumors that Daima was made partially because they're going to use it as a backdrop for another story arc within Super. But then they couldn't do the arc in Super without the context of Daima. So they needed Daima first to do that one. So that's kind of where we are right now.
Sorry, I got something in my eye now. Fuck.
So which canon does Goku beat AIDS? That would be Z.
Wait, Goku has AIDS?
Okay, so one of the storylines in Dragon Ball, specifically Z, is Goku got sick and had a heart virus.
Okay.
He died from it in the future. So Vegeta's son Trunks came back from the future to give Goku the antidote for the heart virus.
Okay.
So Goku was going to die to literally a heart condition. So a person from the future came back and said, drink this, it will heal you. And he didn't. He thought he could beat the heart virus until it was literally affecting him.
It cured his space AIDS?
It literally cured his space AIDS. Yeah. His monkey AIDS.
Okay.
And I can say that because Goku is literally a monkey.
That's funny.
GT is technically... no, GT is not in the timeline because it was not done by Toriyama. That is pretty much the big thing, is that if it's done by Toriyama, then it's pretty much not canon. Toriyama was not involved with GT. Thus, so like GT, Heroes, and the games are not canon. But again, that also depends on canon. I would have liked to actually read super chats before he left because he probably would have appreciated some of them. Yes, so if you want to read super chats now, go ahead.
Yeah, my apologies. I was planning on reading them, and then I had to use the restroom and I kind of forgot about them. My apologies, chat. Let me go ahead and read these real quick. Sly for 5 at the beginning for the Yippee tax fund. Yeah, right now we're trying to raise money for the Yippies to hire Better Call Yippee, the best lawyer in the world for the Yippies, knowing all of the Yippee law. Wolf for 2. Once Pendulum became a thing, I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm unfamiliar with that. I imagine that Malice would probably be. Wolf for 2. Jesus, why make it so complicated? I know. The game's very, very, very complicated. Insert name here. Thank you for the 5. I will just call Vcards virginity cards. It's funnier that way. I think that they wanted it to be like, wanted it to be something along those lines, which is why it is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Wolf, thank you for the 2. Chaotic and Pokemon are more simple than this. That's accurate. Even though I haven't played Pokemon, I can tell you for a fact that it's way simpler than that. Wolfer and 2 is again coming in like the Blues Brothers in reference to the 2 Omega Chads that came in with that box of cards. Then we have Wolfer 5. My friend has made better card games than this. How we've literally made a homebrew WH 40k style game with Legos that's better before we knew what 40k was. That's funny. And then Mercenary for 2. This game is evil. Gabriel for $4.99. Reminds me when I was a kid and played Pokemon, I lost and had to give up a card. We argued over which card it would be until our parents shut it down. Yeah, just don't do that. That kind of gameplay is too toxic. Way too toxic. I'm gonna see you later. Thanks for the stream. Alright, you have a good one. And Mercenary for 2. Chicken Nuggets. Is that a 4chan reference? No, it is not. It is not. It is not. And that's all the super chat for now.
But chat, I will say, sorry, God, I am not like extremely proficient in like the overall Dragon Ball, like what's going on here.
Yeah.
So, if you want to know more about this, I highly recommend you go and watch Geekdom.
Have I missed a bad VTuber card game? Yes. Rewind to the front if you would like to see it.
Yep. So that was the beginning of the stream. Otherwise, chat, I really do recommend, if you're wanting to know more about the stuff that I'm talking about, that you do go and look at Geekdom 101. He's where I have found all my Dragon Ball knowledge, and he's far more knowledgeable of it than I am, and he does a fantastic job of actually covering all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I recommend, and that's what you should do if you actually want to know more about that. Fantastic creator. Otherwise, I mean, Stellar Blade's coming to PC.
That is correct. Stellar Blade is coming to PC, chat, and you can bet your ass the moment it comes, I will be playing it.
I mean, it's coming out in June. It does, so far as we can tell, does not have de novo.
Thank God.
And it will be
Hopefully
launching
not.
with the Nikkei crossover.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So we should have both the Nier Automata and Nikkei events.
Hopefully so. I can't wait to finally play the game. Very excited. Oh man, I can't wait. I've been waiting to play this game, and I refused to get a PS5, so I am excited for it. Oh, excuse me. Meanwhile, at the Bloodborne fandom, oh, nobody cares. No, I'm just kidding. Bloodborne is sadly, chat, just not getting any love anymore. You hate to see it. Hopefully, they get the love soon.
Will Stellar Blade require a PSN login? No.
No. Thank fuck.
I just don't know how they could fit Diamond into Super. If they're gonna magically lock it, which is fine.
Yeah.
So, basically, one more big story before we kind of roll into Nintendo, and then we'll round out the night with some other smaller stories.
Oh, we have more stuff before Nintendo?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Lead developer behind Operation Harsh Doorstep threatens legal action against content creators reviewing his game he says are accepting payments from studios we compete with.
So what's going on? Like, people are reviewing his game and giving it like a shitty rating, and he's threatening legal action?
No. So the lead developer behind the free-to-play first-person shooter Operation Harsh Doorstep has posted a warning to content creators reviewing his game, threatening legal action against those he says are accepting payments from studios we compete with. So as an example, I'm going to use a general basic knowledge, so chat has an idea to understand that.
Okay.
It'd be like saying, I'm a Nintendo creator, but I'm taking money from Pocket Pair to cover Palworld, and Nintendo doesn't like that, so they're going to sue you.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
It's like that, which is really dumb.
Yeah, that is
Really
kind of dumb.
But I'm taking money from pocket.
Huh?
What?
What the hell?
Oh, I accidentally unmuted my stream.
I was like, where the fuck did that come from?
That was me. That was me. Anyway.
I kind of like got afraid there for a moment.
No, that was me. You're fine to that. You're fine.
Okay.
Anyway, the lead developer behind free-to-play first-person shooter Operation Doorstep, Harsh Doorstep, has posted a warning to content creators reviewing his game, threatening legal action against those he says are accepting payments from studios we compete with. Writing in a recent online post, Operation Harsh Doorstep creator Blue Drake 42 shares several words of caution, a warning to every content creator when our update for Operation Harsh Doorstep drops. If you have taken over 10,000 US dollars in payments from studios we compete with in the last 12 months, and you don't disclose that in any review you create about our game, then you and I will have legal problems.
Interesting. How does he know that this is happening, though?
That I don't know. I feel like this is a big nothing burger, but at the same time, the fact that this happened at all, or like he is threatening this, is really dumb.
Yes, I agree. I don't think it's going to get him a lot of favors in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, I wasn't showing that. Sorry, chat, my bad. There you go. That's my bad.
I was paid to hate this game. Yeah. But like, yeah. Okay, does it mention in the article like specific examples of what he's seeing?
There isn't. Pirate Nation doesn't link an article. It's just this.
Oh.
Yeah, which is why I'm like, this is weird. This isn't a big topic. It's just like, hey, this is a thing.
Uh-huh. It's like, bro.
Yeah. So like, no Raid Shadow Legends promo people can review it. Potentially, yes.
I don't know, man. This is I want to know where he's getting the idea that like this is happening.
Well, also I want to know like what he means by studios we compete with. Does this mean like, oh, if you take $10,000 from Activision because you played Call of Duty, or you took $10,000 from like Shift Up because you played Nikkei or something like that? Like, what does he deem as competitive studios?
That is a good question. And again, like, I don't like. Sorry, I'm trying to put it into words, but I am kind of tired right now. I don't understand where this is coming from because I need to see proof. Because right now it just sounds like a schizo man screaming that that random shit is happening. And I would like to see proof of this before I can agree with him. Because right now I don't. He just sounds like insane.
Also, what's competing with a free-to-play game other than other free-to-play games? Exactly. That's exactly it. Let's see. We had... Okay, so we'll save the rest of it for the end of stream, but we have Palworld. Jeff, for those of you showing up for Nintendo and the Palworld drama, we're back with it. We got more of it.
So for this, do they actually have the list of patents for it?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you streaming it?
Hold on.
No, hold on. Are you seeing my stream for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember to explain what you see because this is a podcast.
Yeah, sorry. For those who don't know, I'm having some throat issues right now. So if you hear me like cough or...
Well, we can be done
like
after this article here.
What's up?
We can be done after this article here.
No, I'm good to go. I'm still good. So Nintendo grappling with hard choice after U.S. Patent Office overwhelmingly rejected anti-palworld patent application. This is the fourth part of our Explain It to Me Like I'm 5 series on Nintendo v Pocket Pair. In the first 3 parts, we discussed how it is possible that Nintendo asserts patents for which it applied only after PowerWorld's launch, why a Japanese patent attorney doubts that PowerWorld implements the smooth switching of writing objects that one of Nintendo's patents in suit relates to, and we looked at the claims of 2 Nintendo patents on the concept of capturing and collecting characters. Nintendo has sued Pocket Pair only in Japan, but as other observers have said before us on X and elsewhere, Nintendo has done something similar with US patent applications, as it has done in Japan, to build on some older applications in the way in which we explained it in the first part of this series, in order to obtain patents that they may want to accuse PowerWorld of infringing. Let's take a look at the related activity now. Really? Now?
What?
The dog wants to go out. Again.
Oh.
If you want to take over.
I will wait for you to come back to talk about it.
Okay. I will be right back, chat. My dog is needy.
His dog is needy. That sucks, chat. Anyway, chat, how are you guys doing tonight? I feel like I'm fucking dying and I don't understand why. It really sucks. But we're trying to push on. Nice model freeze. Oh, his model does kind of freeze all wonky. I just woke up. I'm sorry to hear that. I just kind of woke up on life. My dog is also needy. I'm sorry to hear that. Just woke up from a nap? Well, congratulations and good morning. Or good evening. Needy streamer doggo? Yes, Temp is a very needy streamer doggo. Very much so, very much so. I missed a super chat. Don't worry, I just haven't gotten to him yet. Devastator, thank you for the 2 Canadian. Idea for a card, Yippee Dragon, Yippee Blade. That does sound kind of funny. Would it ever play out? I don't know, but I would be the first to advocate for it. The more Pyro Software speaks at this point, the more I think he's an arrogant prick. I agree. I don't know if there's anything new having to deal with it. Has he said anything like within the last couple of days? Because currently I have not seen him do anything worthy of talking about. Honestly,
apologies.
He's really just been like, chat. The most crazy thing that's happened with Pyro Software is that he blocked me on Twitter. That's it. Beyond that, there's no reason to talk about him.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, sorry about that. So, it turns out the dog was just having a tard moment.
Awesome.
He didn't even do anything.
Well, let's get back to this article. Then I think after this, we should be done.
Okay. Okay. For Nintendo, the whole world is potentially a battlefield. They didn't even shy away from going after the owner of a small and more than 50-year-old grocery store in Costa Rica. In that case, they lost at least the first round, and Games for actually thinks Nintendo had a point in that trademark dispute. Trademarks are a different type of intellectual property right from patents in many ways. Nintendo files for more patents than the Pokemon Company, with which it co-owns many patents. In order to look for Pokemon-related patents, it's most effective to run a search for patents assigned to the Pokemon Company, such as on a website named Justia. Google Patents is another option, and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, obviously, which also allows users to search for applications as well as granted patents. Based on its history, U.S. Patent number 12.179.111 could be a product of Nintendo's PowerWorld-oriented patent activity, according to its history. Nintendo filed for it on May 2nd, 2024, a few months after PowerWorld's launch, and it was granted on December 31st, 2024. As we have said on other occasions, The name of the game is the claim. The patent's claim define the scope of protection. The claims of U.S. patent number 12, 179, 111 relate to ways of capturing a field character. U.S. patent number 12, 194, 382 looks less interesting. It was granted last month, but the application was filed in 2022. And it is about exchanging items with other players of a game. Sorry, I'm reading this. Did Nintendo patent trading?
Wait, where does it say that?
Right here.
It was granted last month. The application was filed, and it was about the exchanging items with other players in game. Are there specific ways of trading that they trademarked?
I don't know. What? I'm very confused by this one. It sounds like they tried patenting actual in-game trading.
Imagine, chat, if that actually is like a thing that keeps people from using in-game trading in other games.
That's dumb. If they got... Oh my god. On February 11th, and 3 days from which the article was written, Nintendo will soon get a U.S. patent with the number 12-220-638. Hold on.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. All right. The projected patent number and issue dates are specified above. The patent will issue electronically. The electronically issued patent is the official patent grant pursuant 35 USC 138. The patent must be accessed on or after the issue date through the Patent Center at this website. The patent will be available in both the public and the private sides. Blah blah blah. That one is also related to capturing characters. It is about capturing characters and getting a numerical indication of how likely one is to catch a particular field character. Oh, the application for that one, which is derived from an older one, was filed on July 18th, 2024, approximately half a year after PAL was launched, so that also is a patent to watch. The 883 patent application. Now let's turn to an application where Nintendo has a choice to make. US patent application number 18/152-883. Nintendo filed on May 2nd, 2024, a few months after PAL was launched. And it covers the smooth switching of writing objects that a Japanese patent attorney does not consider to be implemented by palworld, at least not in a way that would constitute an infringement. So this is a US patent application that is directly related to a patent Nintendo is actually asserting against Pocket Pair. So to my understanding, let me run this by you. Is this saying that Nintendo was told by another attorney in Japan that this will likely not fly, so they went and made the same patent in the US hoping it would fly there?
Wait, well, let's see here. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
That literally sounds like asking mom, hey, can I have this? Mom says no. So you go ask dad, and dad says yes.
Because there are different patent offices in different parts of the world.
Yes.
Maybe it is.
That's... Nintendo, stop. There comes a point when you get too petty.
Nobody... Oh. Problem is that Nintendo fans are way too big.
Yeah, no. Here's the really sad part about all of this. No matter how well palworld does, Pokemon will be fine.
I don't think they care about that.
On December 4th, 2024, Nintendo received a notice of final rejection from the patent examiner. Now, final is not literally final in terms of end of story. Even if a rejection is declared final, the party applying for the patent can modify the claims and ask for a continuation of the examination. It can also appeal the rejection to the Patent Trial and Appeal Board, PTAB, which is like an in-house of the US PTO, and from there, one can theoretically apply to the US Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit. A party can also give up at that point, but Nintendo won't, because Nintendo. Why is it clear that Nintendo won't give up? It's not just about their mentality. Even if they will abandon patent applications that are not going anywhere, Here, however, the office is more nuanced. 22 out of 23 claims were rejected. The last one, which is number 22 of 23, however, is merely objected to. Don't be confused, as we'll explain that in a moment. Why 23 claims? If one goes to court, the colloquial version is that one sues over a patent, but that is only half accurate. One actually sues over one more patent claims. A product can even infringe dozens of claims from a single patent. That won't mean the patentee gets dozens of times more money, but it has other implications. In general, the more claims an accused service or product infringes, the better for the patent holder. One simple reason for which it is good is that even if one or more claims turns out to be invalid, you may still have one or more left that survive. There are many more advantages from having multiple claims, but the others are more difficult to explain. When the examiner rejects a claim, that claim is not going to be granted unless the patentee's patent attorneys come up with some new and strong arguments that make the examiners change their mind, or they bring and win an appeal. In this case, 22 claims, numbers 21 through 21, and number 23 are rejected because they are not considered inventive over the prior act. When the examiner merely objects to a claim, one has to look at what the issue is because they may be easy to fix. What did the examiner say here? Claim 22 is objected as to, being dependent upon a rejected base claim, which would be allowable. If written in independent form, including all of the limitations of the base claim and any intervening claims, that is pretty clear instruction. Rewrite the claim to make it independent, as the current problem is that it is dependent on a rejected one, and it will, normally through some risks remain, go through. What does this mean? The terms are underlined so you can click on our dictionary style definition, but let's explain it here. Claim 22 has the following language. The non-transitionary computer readable storage medium having stored there in the game program, according to Claim 1, emphasis added, wherein in association with the player character approaching a ground of the virtual space while the player character is moving in the air aboard the airboarding character, switching from the airboarding character to the boarding character within a distance between the player character and the ground satisfies a threshold value. So wait. That sounds like Nintendo, the patent that got through is the one where basically saying you can't have a mount that goes from air to ground.
I think Square Enix is going to be very pissed off at them for that one.
If Nintendo goes through this, they actually might gather the attention of like Square or other like Capcom, Square, MMO holders. Like, cause like if that's true, fucking Final Fantasy 14 alone.
They tried to patent mounting. Yeah, they did try to patent mounting. That is bad. I
think there comes a point Nintendo will lose this. Nintendo is they're overdoing it. They were already overdoing it to begin with, but now they're like,
is this Nintendo or is this the Pokemon company?
Both. This is both. Okay, so Batman's Batmobile is patented by Nintendo. They'd be pissing off Microsoft, they'd be pissing off Square, they'd be pissing off Capcom. Like, literally every MMO company out there, they're pissing off.
So, they aren't the first company to own mounts. Not only are they not the first one, they're not really the best at it.
No, they're not. It's Nintendo being Nintendo. Alright. The reference to Claim 1 in bold and italics above is what makes the claim independent, as it refers to Claim 1 and just adds further claim limitations. You don't need to read it in detail, but just so you have the context in case you're interested, here's what Nintendo's proposed Claim 1 says. A non-transitory computer readable storage medium having stored there in a game program causing a computer of an information processing apparatus to provide execution compromising, controlling a player character in a virtual space based on the first operation input. in association with selecting, based on a selection operation, a boarding character that the player character can board, and providing a boarding instruction, causing the player character to board the boarding character and bringing the player character into a state where the player character can move, wherein the boarding character is selected among a plurality of types characters that the player character owns, in association with providing a second operation input when the player character is in the air, causing the player character to board an air boarding character and bringing the player character into a state where the player character can move in the air, and while the player character is aboard the air boarding character, moving the player character aboard the air move boarding character in the air based on the third operation input.
I don't think you said boarding character enough.
No, yeah. If this goes through, Nintendo will actively piss off.
If we are understanding this correctly, yeah, they're
Nintendo. If Nintendo goes through this, Nintendo will likely lose.
Yeah. Chat, I'll get to supers here in a moment. Holy shit.
We're almost done.
Okay.
So Nintendo can solve the examiner's problem for Claim 22 by copy and pasting the entire language of Claim 1 and adding wherein, in association with the player character approaching a ground of the virtual space where the player character is moving in the air aboard the airboarding character, switching from the airboarding character to the boarding character when the distance between the player character and the ground satisfies a threshold value. Unless the examiner somehow changes mind, the claim would go through. Nintendo would have a patent with only one claim, which is unusual in this field of technology, but they would get it. It's been more than 2 months since that final rejection, which again was not a complete rejection because Claim 22 just had a curable deficiency, but the US PTO website doesn't show reaction by Nintendo yet. They still have about a month or more if they successfully request an extension. Why has a company with such vast resources not responded yet? Even in the holiday season, in between they could have done so by now. It's probably because they face a hard choice. If they dropped all the claims that the examiner rejected and rewrote Claim 22 as discussed above, making an independent claim, they would get that one granted quickly, but then they would have to patent with only one single claim. Alternatively, they can try and convince the examiner that even some other claims are allowable. They may also be thinking about some new claims to introduce to this stage, just so that the claim that is currently claim number 22 is not going to be all alone. The US patent system also allows the continuation patent applications, which means that the new application is derived from an earlier one. Sometimes parties that are told by the examiner that one set of claims is rejected and another, which in this case consists of only a single claim, is allowable.
We're gonna be done after this because you're coughing way too hard now.
Move out some or all of the rejected claims into the new patent application, a continuation application, so as to make it easy for the examiner to grant the claims that can go through quickly.
Jeez. So, they sent a patent that has multiple claims. 22 out of 23 have been rejected. They have the chance to try and make it a bigger deal, but it's up in the air about whether or not they will.
Yeah. Okay. Akko said we're going to be done. I would like to bring on one more fact.
That's fine.
This is actually why I mentioned Capcom. Tempest Plague. I don't have Plague. I'm fine.
Well, you are a dog, so maybe you've got some sort of dog thing going on.
I'm going to just bring up a trailer for a different game. Because I think this is really interesting. And we're going to stream this in the Discord, so that way you all can see what I'm talking about. We switch this. And this.
Okay.
And sorry, chat. Nope, not that. Where is it? There it is.
What are some of your bookmarks?
Don't worry about it. So this was in the Nintendo Direct almost a year ago. This is Monster Hunter Stories 2. Sorry, Monster Hunter Stories. Which a lot of people have actually called a potential Pokemon clone. The point of this game is to catch the different monsters of the Monster Hunter's world, train them, and use them to fight other monsters.
So you think that the patenting is to stop something like this?
No. But the fact that Nintendo actively allowed this was a 3DS exclusive game for many years. But all of a sudden, they're getting uppity about Palworld. But it has mounting. It has lots of Pokemon adjacent stuff. But Nintendo isn't getting pissy here. Like, look at that menu. This is
why
literally...
are they getting? Why are they doing it then?
I don't know. There's no good reason for them to be doing this.
This was a From Software game? Really?
No, it wasn't. This is Capcom. A new Digimon game? Yeah, and here's the thing. If Nintendo actually wins any of these patents, they would effectively shut down such stuff like Monster Hunter, Digimon, Palworld, any MMOs. Literally, if Nintendo were to win this, 90% of your games that you see today would die. And they know exactly, they do know it. Nintendo actively wants a monopoly. And if Nintendo were to win this lawsuit, they would effectively have the biggest monopoly in the gaming sphere ever.
I don't think they will, though. I think that, again, you're going to see other companies try and fight it.
Absolutely, you will. I don't think Nintendo's going to walk out of this unscathed.
It's really funny.
I would actually think it's very fair to say Nintendo is going to lose this. If it was specifically going after Palworld, that's one thing. But a lot of their patents specifically target aspects of hundreds of other games, not just Palworld. And that may not be what they're publicly saying, but internally, you know it's exactly what that's going through their heads.
Don't forget that Nintendo blacklisted content creators that played Palworld in Japan. Oh,
They did, yes.
that's right.
So,
You know what's funny is every other games industry is like Sony and Microsoft. They've kind of had their own issues, and Nintendo's been pretty much unscathed from that. This is Nintendo's thing.
this
Basically.
is Nintendo's Tard moment.
Although their Tard moment has been carrying over for quite a while. Excuse me. I don't know. Didn't they only patent the concept of throwing a spherical object at a monster to affect it in some way? No, this is more stuff that they decided to do.
Doesn't Dragon Quest have monsters captured in the capsules for battle? Yes, it does. So if Nintendo were to win this, they actively would damage Capcom, Square Enix, Activision, Bethesda. There's a lot more, but those are like off. Oh, technically FromSoft now. Technically.
Yeah.
So. And I think a lot of people were like really concerned that Nintendo would just have this in the bag. And then they lost that lawsuit against that store.
Wait, which lawsuit?
So Nintendo was suing a store, a supermarket in Costa Rica called Super Mario.
I remember that.
But because Super Mario means different things to both the Japanese and the Puerto Ricans, or sorry, is it Puerto Ricans? I could be very wrong there.
What country is it?
It's Costa Rica.
Then they're Costa Ricans.
Okay. So
Puerto Ricans is Puerto Rico town. That's very racist of you.
Well, there's just so many things.
How racist of you.
So, but the point stands is like it made Nintendo like appear weak.
Yeah.
I was with you until you mentioned Activision Bethesda. What I mean though is like World of Warcraft and Elder Scrolls Online. Like, what I mean is like the MMO sphere, because this specifically will target the MMO sphere. The Kingdom Hearts series has a monster subsystem in one of the spin-offs. So yeah, so if, as an example, Nintendo would actively be going after Disney in that regard too.
Imagine all these companies standing up to Nintendo just so that we could have mounts.
That's the thing. If it was specific against PalWorld, I think Nintendo would have it. But if they keep up with this, they're going to be dragging a whole lot of other names into this. It's a I know it's a family-owned store, but because the terms Super and Mario mean different things in Costa Rica than they do in Japan, that's why they were able to win that. But the fact that Nintendo lost that actually made it so there's a chance that they could lose this altogether.
Well,
and if they keep up,
I kind of hope they do.
If they keep up with this, here's the problem. They're trying to make it so the Switch 2, no matter what, sells really well. If they keep this up, I mean, it's not going to be a Wii U situation, but they're definitely going to be hurt.
Yeah, I can see that. Anyway.
Sorry, I was muted.
You're good. You're good.
I feel this is because PalWorld joined forces with Sony. They're trying to attack Sony with PalWorld being collateral damage. I actually said that months ago.
Yeah, I'd be willing to believe in that.
Which is really funny for Nintendo, because Nintendo is partnered with Sony for the Legend of Zelda movie.
Really?
Yes. Sony is the one producing the live-action Zelda movie.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Otherwise, chat, we had some things on the docket still left to go, but Akko does want to call it quits, so.
No, it's not just that. It's just you're coughing, having a coughing fit, and I'm too tired to kind of carry on.
Okay.
So, I need you to get some rest.
Oh, I'm not going to bed. I had a 3-hour nap today. I'm fine.
I need you to give your throat a rest.
Oh, that, yeah. One more thing, chat, because this is actually important. This is very big, and I'm stopping Akko from stopping the stream because I want to talk about it.
Okay.
Nope, we're just doing this. You're not okay. Thank you, Eurogamer, for something for once. Valve did a good. Valve did a very, very good.
Oh, banning ads in video games?
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty based of them, not gonna lie.
So, Valve effectively banned EA and Ubisoft, and technically Take-Two, because Take-Two also was saying some really stupid shit from putting ads in their games. because these companies, specifically EA, wanted to put ads in loading screens so you wouldn't be bored.
Oh, it's getting way too crazy for me. I'm going to be honest with you.
This effectively makes it so if EA wants to do that, they will have to stop publishing on Steam altogether. And the same goes for any company that wants to do this.
So do they ban companies or games?
They ban games.
Okay. That's still pretty funny.
So, like, say, GTA 6 has advertisements in its loading screens. And I don't mean, like, the in-game advertisements, like, for fun little, like, side jokes. I mean, like, I'll make the joke. This ad was sponsored by Pfizer. Like that.
Yeah.
That's not allowed.
That would be a no-no.
Exactly.
Even supers, I'll read them here in just a moment when we're done.
So, there really isn't a lot to go on with this. It's like, this is awesome. Thank you, Valve, for continuously being as based as usual.
Well, I think there is a minor conversation to be had about just how crazy it's gotten to the point where you have to say you can't include ads from real-world products into video games because otherwise we'll ban you. It is kind of crazy that it's gotten to that point. You remember when like TVs were planning to have ads where you legitimately had to scream hamburger on the screen to get rid of the ad for McDonald's?
Yep, I do.
Did you hear that apparently that's still happening?
I'm not even surprised.
That is insane.
Brought to you by Geico. Exactly. EA will probably create its own network like Sony, Epic, and Ubisoft. They do. They have it. It used to be called Origin, but now it's just called EA Games. But they do, and Activision also does. It's Battle.net.
I mean, his base as long as Gaben exists, but even then he can't control everything. Steam moderation sucks. Yeah, but that's a completely different side of the company. I think you'd give and take, and I feel like that's fine.
Yeah. But there are people who are worried, like, oh, if this Valve will go the way of, like, Sweet Baby.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. The only way I see it is if our dear Lord Gaben passes away.
And even then...
I think at that point, then we're going to have problems.
I think he knows this, which is why he keeps himself in tip-top shape and very healthy.
Yeah, if you actually, any, like, recent pictures of Gabe Newell, he's much more fit than he used to be.
That's good.
Probably because he knows if he didn't, he would not be long for this world.
It's nice that he takes his health seriously for tons of other gamers out there.
I need to do the same. I'm bad about it.
Yes, you do. You need to get fit. Anyway, let me read these super chats here, and then we'll end it off for the night. Chat, if you want to dip out now. Understood. I won't hold it against you. Very much appreciate you guys. No, just chat in general. So let me read some of these here. Slide for 5 says Power World Defense, I guess. Yes. Yes. Excuse me. Toa for 5 says IP is a law that I can invoke that allows me to control the conduct of my competitors, critics, and customers. Corey, Doctor Doc?
You can do it. I believe in you.
I'm unfamiliar with the name. Slide for 5. Petty lawsuits like this make me be ashamed to be a Nintendo fan. I think a lot of people are ashamed to be Nintendo fans when they see shit like this. What sucks is like Nintendo out of all of them is the best, but by the same token, this just makes them the worst.
Yeah. Like, Nintendo will still be the best when it comes to their games.
Yeah.
But in terms of their business practices?
No.
Yeah.
Slide for 5 says 4, and then for another 5 says the, and then for 10 says yippies. Many things. Did we meet the goal? We met the goal. The yippies can finally hire the best yippie attorney around. Better call Yippee. That's very exciting. They're going to get an actual lawyer to defend the yippie. And they'll go to court and hopefully win the case against the non-consensual head patting. This stream is brought to you by Super Chats. It's super, yes, very accurate. Anyway, that's about it for tonight, chat. I do apologize. when I had to step away for a minute, I basically lost all my energy trying to fix something, and so I have none. I'm gonna crawl right into bed and
That's
die.
okay. Because we haven't had an opportunity to do this, chat. If you like the content we both produce, it would mean a lot if you left a like, subscribed, hit the bell on YouTube for both of us, and joined the Discord for both me and Akko. While we do run different servers, it greatly helps support both of us. Any and all support is greatly appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm gonna rate Mizu. He's been live for a while. He's still alive. I told him to not stop streaming until
And
right
I'm
now.
gonna do this, chat. I'm gonna just show myself in Akko's chat because I'm allowed.
Anyway, chat, you have a good one. Tomorrow I'm gonna have Bandmen from Band Memes on. That'll be fun. I'm excited. They're cool, I've heard, so I'm interested in that. I'll
and
talk to you
I
guys
won't
later.
be back until